I'm Laura Flanders for GRITtv with Free Speech TV, the Uptake WORT, and this amazing independent media collaboration that is bringing the message from Madison. With me, no stranger to GRITtv, Mary Kay Henry of the SEIU. Mary Kay, the crowd there in the rotunda went wild to hear what you had to say, and you made the connection between the struggle here and the struggle nationally. Everybody is making that link, but the way that you put it about the public employees and service workers being a real dividing line, a real line in the sand, was super powerful. Can you just explain why this particular constituency is so critical?
Well, our members here in Wisconsin are nurses at University of Wisconsin Medical Center. We are home care providers, we are nursing home workers, and we work every day to provide for the citizens of Wisconsin. And the notion that this governor is coming after public service workers who did nothing to create this economic crisis to bear the brunt of it is just wrong. And so the idea that Wisconsin workers have made a decision to stand against what the governor's doing speaks to the problems all across this country, and that joining together, we can be the solution.
What are your workers facing as they decide one more day to be in this struggle?
Well, many are deciding who can be at home and who can come to the Capitol, or who can be at work and who can be in the street. So families are trying to negotiate that. The second thing is they're trying to figure out if they can prepare to take strike votes later this week. So there's a whole conversation going on inside our union and with the other public unions that if the Republicans try and do something this week that moves the bill, are we prepared as working people to declare a strike against that? Because it's just so fundamental to our future here.
Now, I couldn't help but notice on GRITtv, we've had AFL representatives and SEIU representatives side by side. You're here working with unions from all over the country. Is there a new kind of union brotherhood, sisterhood emerging after some years of division?
Yeah, I think it's required of us in this moment to get behind what people in Wisconsin are showing us the way to do. The student association, together with every walk of life in Wisconsin, and union leaders, I think, are required to get behind the people and push.
Talk a bit about the gender aspect of all of this, because we just heard from Leo Gerard. There are firefighters out here with their bagpipe players, and yet the fight is over public workers right here in Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And a disproportionate number of those are women, people of color, you've got immigrants. How is this issue bringing a whole kind of new leadership to the fore?
Yeah, and for us here in Wisconsin, our registered nurse leader, Diane Palmer, is a state employee. She has labored in making sure that nursing homes are safe for our elders, and now leads a union of healthcare workers here. And she's an example, I think, of what you're talking about, which is 80% of the teachers are women, 80% of the nurses are women, and there is a way in which I think I felt out in the rally and in the rotunda an incredible sense of pride that women are leading shoulder to shoulder with our brothers in the labor movement.
Strategy going forward, where is the money going to come from for what we need in our states, for what we need in our country? Who needs to join with you in paying back a little bit and making some changes? We are facing tough times.
Well, M&I Bank, largest bank here in Wisconsin, was bailed out by taxpayers in the TARP bill. They owe taxpayers $1.6 billion, and yet they're selling to a Chicago-based bank, and their CEO is getting a $25 million bonus. And so I think there's plenty of money. It's just in being concentrated in the wrong places, and we need shared sacrifice and shared investment to get back to work.
Do you think that this protest can sustain itself? We're in day 8.
I think that we are going to be surprised at people's resolve. That's what I've been feeling. And, you know, teachers are going to return to work tomorrow, but I think students are going to hold. We're going to go back into the districts, and we phoned all of our Wisconsin members all weekend and have a series of district events planned. We're going to leaflet M&I banks to try and tell that story. And then we want to think next weekend about the ways in which we shine a light all across the country country. Several organizations have called for the nation to wear red on Thursday in support of Wisconsin workers. So there's lots of things being planned throughout the week to keep the momentum.
You can wear the red and the purple, I think, at the same time. It all goes together. Finally, we're in the beginning of a endless, probably, election year campaign. The SEIU, like all the unions involved here, have been very involved politically. You've also been a target of the right, and some of the folks paid for by the Koch brothers and Americans for Prosperity were here this weekend. What is at stake for you as you consider your next 2 years in terms of building on this strategy and the resources that you have? Do you have enough to fight these state fights and play a role in the national race?
Yes, we're redoubling our efforts to have one-on-one conversations with our 2.2 million members, and it's our goal to move from 300,000 voluntarily giving for political action to 500,000 by the beginning of next year. And so we believe that our members are ready to step up and have this fight to make sure that the middle class doesn't disappear in our economy.
And Citizens United, is that making a difference for you, opening up more opportunities to give, more anonymous money?
I think what it does is make our members understand that our power is in our numbers and in the actions that we're seeing here in Madison. And while our contributions are important, it's not what makes the difference. It's us being in motion, getting into our neighborhoods, talking to our family members, and getting people to act like the people of Wisconsin are showing the whole country.
So final shout out for people who are wondering how can they possibly balance family and work and maybe taking a political action this week?
Well, they can get on Facebook and send a message of support to people in Wisconsin. They can wear red to work. That doesn't require any balancing. It's just what you put on in the morning. And then next weekend, there'll be plenty of actions in state capitals across the country that they can participate in.
All right, thanks so much. Mary Kay Henry of the SEIU with GRITtv. Much more coming up.